and welcome to the UCF Art Gallery. I'm Shannon Lindsay, the UCF Art Gallery Director, and I'm going to spend some time with you today walking through our current exhibition, But Before Bone is Skin, which is curated by Jonelle Logan and sponsored through the NEA Big Read. We were excited to collaborate with Jonelle Logan as an invited curator. She's an independent curator and creative director for the McCall Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we collaborated with her through this NEA Big Read project to create an exhibition that was focused on showcasing broader themes and inspirations that Jonelle took from the book Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones. And the book itself is really about these two young Black women based in Atlanta and kind of follows their personal story and narrative that is really full of issues of identity and social status and kind of femininity and how we're defined through society and our kind of interpersonal relationships. She really had a specific vision for how an exhibition could come together. The broader vision for this is really about navigating specifically the female experience and what it means to be feminine and who is creating these definitions of us and why and how we're navigating them, reacting to them, maybe negating them, and specifically Black women. And all of the artists that she has included in the exhibition have a tie with Atlanta because the story is based in Atlanta. She felt very passionate that the artists themselves should have had a tie, so they're either currently living in Atlanta or have been before. So very specific kind of regional tie as well. So follow me and I'll show you around the space. This is an installation by Unique Norman. And Unique has a really multidisciplinary practice as an artist, and she uses a lot of publicly sourced images like mugshots and things like that to incorporate in her work. And she actually read the book and was so inspired by the story that she created this installation specifically for this exhibition and inspired by the text. So you can see all of the pieces are made of paper with, of course, these kind of reproductions of multiple images from these different images of women, and really has a lot of texture, and each piece is different and interacts with the space in a different way. And then, of course, is dealing with identity in terms of societal projection and framework and how we're being perceived. The work back here is by artist Shaniqua Gay. She has 2 paintings and also the photographic work. And she's very interested in storytelling, specifically the story of women and kind of hybrid associations with animals and kind of mythical stories that come through that. The photos over here, the curator Jonelle told me that Shaniqua and one of the other artists, Melissa, they have studios in the same building. And so the images here are actually Melissa, one of the other artists, and then her daughter. Very interesting in terms of stories of women and motherhood and that relationship of mother-daughter. So she has these paintings here that you can see. There's always figures and then these kind of masks, which she talks about as having agency over. So the figures have agency over the mask and when they wear them and when they take them off, which I think is really powerful. Back here we have the work by Zephora Camille Thompson, and she creates sculptures and installations mostly with textiles, so fabrics and found objects, and she's very interested in the kind of inherent stories and associations that we have through these materials and objects, and how there's a kind of transformative nature that happens when you combine them together. And so she's also very interested in kind of mysticism and these kind of stories and associations that happen through objects. We've got work by photographer Melissa Alexander. So earlier I referenced that she was actually captured in Shaniqua Gay's photos. So these are her photos. She's very passionate about working with other people and trying to create a situation and a space where they feel comfortable showing themselves through the documentation of the photo, which is really hard to do, I think, as a photographer and as the person sitting for the photo. That so many times we feel kind of reserved or like we need to act a certain way. So she really takes a lot of time to kind of build a trust with the person that she's photographing to showcase them in their best light. And she has a series of self-portraits over here on the wall, which are really kind of wonderful, and were actually created while we've been in sort of quarantine, if you will, from COVID. She is very interested in reframing the story and image that's put out there, specifically of Black women, and she feels like she needs to take agency in having authority of that and dictating how they should be showcased. We have Sharon Norwood, and she has a really wide variety of materials and approaches with her work. Within the exhibition, we've got some of her ceramic work, we've got some engraved wood pieces, we've got some drawings, and also a crochet piece. And her work is exploring identity, and a lot of times like indicators of identity and how society might frame you in a certain way. And what you will see really consistently in the work is this line quality that is implying hair, which is very politicized within society, especially for Black women. So she's really opening that conversation in an interesting way. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this virtual tour. Again, I'm Shannon Lindsay, the UCF Art Gallery Director, and this exhibition will be on view until February 5th. And if you're not able to come in person, you can access the catalog and images from the exhibition online. Thank you so much.